What's up? I am sitting in my sauna this morning. I woke up way earlier than I wanted, so I figured, wait a minute, there must be some other people who wake up at 6 a.m. If you're one of those people, congratulations. I'm not normally up this early, but I didn't take my sleep stack last night because, well, I thought I did, but I forgot it in my pocket. So I woke up 2.5 hours earlier than I wanted, but I feel great. My heart rate variability was high. I'm in my sunlight and infrared sauna. So let's chat. I'll answer some questions for you guys. Whatever you want to chat about. All right, there we go. We back. So, what do you want to know about? I'm here to answer any kind of questions you can think of. Let's see. Magic Journey. You get up at 5:30, get ready for work. Hey, I respect that, and I'm happy you have work right now. I used to get up real early for work, and I realized it destroyed my life. For about 2 years, I made myself a 5 a.m. every morning or earlier wake up. This is before I had kids, made it real easy. I'd wake up, I could replace 2 hours of sleep with an hour of meditation. Totally works. Then I started having kids and realized no matter what time I wake up, they sense you with their psychic powers when they're young, and then they wake up too. So I wasn't getting the meditation there. So I normally wake up around 7:30, which works for my biology. But if you guys are up early, I love it. Moving images. What's my typical sleep snack? I said sleep stack. So before I go to bed, there's two things that make a big difference. One of them is called sleep. Actually, there's three things. One of them is called Sleep Mode. It's a it's a supplement formula that I created. I'm not trying to sell you guys on it. I'm just telling you what I do, but sometimes I create stuff because I couldn't get it. And it has an amino acid called ornithine in it that reduces ammonia, which is particularly a problem for people who are in unending ketosis, which I'm not. I cycle my ketosis. But that works really well. It's got some other stuff in there. And then that gets me my deep sleep in combination with the True Dark glasses. Again, this is a company I started. There's a patent on them, but I've doubled my deep sleep. So I wore my glasses, but I didn't take my sleep mode last night. And then for dreaming, I got 20 minutes of REM sleep last night, which is like the shittiest night I've had in, a long time. And what did I do? Oh, I forgot to take the stuff that has quadrupled my dreaming state, and that is the Australian lion's mane. I've had the guys on the show a couple times from Life Cycle, and normal lion's mane hasn't done that for me. I experimented with that years ago, and I couldn't get a result from it. It turns out it's the alcohol and hot water extract of the Australian species, not the American species. And yes, I'm buck naked, so if I drop my phone, I apologize for whatever you guys can't unsee. Because I'm actually in my Sunlighten. It is one of my favorite saunas, and my job is to be a curator of good stuff. It's very difficult to be in a position to say, oh, I'm only going to say this one thing is good. That's why I'll have people make supplements on Bulletproof Radio all the time. Like, look, I'm looking for excellence. I want to be with the best people in the world. I want to recommend the best things to you, and if you're a medalist at the Olympics, you deserve recognition, whether you're gold, silver, bronze, you're the top performer. So my deal is I'll curate stuff, I'll sort it for you, and ideally save you some time and a lot of money. All right. Question about food cravings from Moss Keto. Food cravings, there can be emotional associations, and that's probably underrated. There are a good number of people who kind of jump from diet to diet because they have emotional connections with food. I wrote about that in Game Changers, and I'm actually working on a new book that has some of that in it as well. But what I think is really going on there is quite often your gut bacteria are saying we're stressed. When we are stressed, because you didn't give us whatever we wanted, usually sugar or some other things like that, then we're going to make you stressed and you feel anxiety, and then you feed the anxiety to shut those guys up, and then you feel good that way. The other thing that's really common for milk and dairy in particular, and this is something I had and still have an issue with, it's called gluteal morphine or casein morphine. And this is when, in certain people with certain kinds of neurotransmitter genes and probably some gut bacteria stuff, we will translate those proteins or digest them into morphine analogs. And I never could figure this out when I was really going through losing 100 pounds. And by the way, 10.3% body fat, not particularly trying to lose weight. It's just kind of how I've been hanging out between 10.1 and 10.3. I just measured myself. What I would do is I would say, once a week is going to be my cheat day, back when I believed in cheat days, back in about 1997. And on that cheat day, I would go and I would eat like a loaf of this crusty, amazing sourdough French bread at a steakhouse in Silicon Valley called Burke's. And then the next day I'd be like, I'm so craving bread, maybe just one piece. And I'm like, I'm so like a heroin addict. Like, I'm just going to have one little taste. And then I was like, man, I said I was going to be, in ketosis all week, but I keep having one piece of bread. What's going on? And I just realized the cost of eating something like that truly triggers biological cravings. It's like someone who quit smoking and then says, I'm just going to smoke once. And like, no, you're not. So that could be a big thing about food cravings that people just don't understand. Oh, let's see. Panic at Helisa. Best hacks for anxiety. Okay, number one, you got to change your social media handle. If you got panic in your name, you're going to be, I'm not even kidding, you're going to be seeing panic all the time, unless your name is Penny, in which case I take it all back. But focusing on the anxiety actually reinforces the pathways in the amygdala. So one of the things you can do is you can turn up the energy in your body so that you can better handle the anxiety. But probably the cheapest and best hack for anxiety is heart rate variability training. It costs around $100. You can buy HRV devices from the internet. Now my Oura Ring will tell me my heart rate variability overnight when I'm sleeping. But what I'm talking about is one maybe like from the Heart Math Institute. I've known those guys, since early 2000s. It's a little thing you clip on your ear. And then it tells you breathe in, breathe out on a little app on your phone. But you can only make the light turn green when you do this annoying thing that I can't put words to. It's like right here in your chest. And what that is you're changing the spacing of your heartbeats. It's directly controlling the physiology that happens when you're stressed. You turn that around, the body says, I must not be stressed because my heart isn't beating in a very regular interval. Now the spacing between my heartbeats has now changed. You can do that consciously. It was one of the first things I did, because you guys wouldn't believe this now. I used to have serious amounts of anxiety. I didn't even know it. I just thought that was the normal state. Like I was kind of a jerk because I would act, like I was angry. A-Barn 50, microdosing lithium. I don't know which form you're talking about, but I wouldn't mess with microdosing prescription lithium. You're better off to use lithium orotate. Lithium orotate is an amino acid that can plug into your Krebs cycle, and it's well known. In fact, well known at least in functional medicine corners. I'm just thinking, did I write about that? It might have been mentioned in one of the sleep chapters somewhere. I don't know if I've written about it in a book, but orotate, that's the stuff I use on occasion. Too much lithium is apparently tied to a reduction in sexual desire. I haven't experienced that, but maybe I haven't taken too much either. Bawa Reserve. Where will I travel once travel is allowed again? I'm up here in Canada. I'm incredibly fortunate. I woke up, there's birds chirping. I'm on a 32-acre farm that's still mostly just trees. I saw the pigs and sheep. Oh, we had 2 baby sheep last night. I'm not going to show them to you yet because I haven't even seen them. But one of the sheep gave birth to a couple small lambs. So that's a big deal just to be able to go feel amazing like that. So for me, it's not about getting nature. It's about, I've got companies and employees in Seattle and LA, and I want to go connect with them and, just be, supportive leader and things like that. It's really important. So I can't wait to just get back and, connect with community at the Bulletproof Cafe, connect with the 40 Years of Zen team and the team at True Dark. So there's just so much to do and to work on saving jobs and cutting costs wherever I can so I can keep costs low because, people are having a hard time. One thing I've been able to do remotely, even though it's not travel, is I've been able to get the value. So I have this curated box. I don't know if you guys know about that, but I've been doing this for like 7 years now. Every quarter I find amazing, cool stuff and I send it out and people pay $100 and they get at least $200 worth. I think we're going to hit more than $400 worth of value. You can go to, it's either on ig-dave-asprey.com or biohacked.com. I wasn't planning to tell you guys about that. But anyway, we hit a new record. So you're basically getting a bunch of stuff you probably wanted for way cheaper than it would have otherwise been. Plus, it's all stuff that I vetted. All right, Manny, new podcast on here. It's fully recorded, fully videoed with a full video team. I'm going to expose you guys to some stuff out here you have no idea about. So yeah, if you're not following Bulletproof Radio on iTunes, you're going to miss that one, but that is a fantastic one. Jam, how old am I? I'm 94. 48. What temp do I sauna at? How long? Let's see. I sauna as hot as I can get it. It's probably about 140 right now. And even so, I'm not particularly sweaty, but my back's a little bit sweaty. So it takes me a while to sweat. Just I think I'm used to it. Eddie, what's my opinion on this virus? You guys want to hear a little rant on the virus? You ready for it? My shirt's off, bad lighting rant at 6:30 in the morning. Flattening the curve is the dumbest thing that you could possibly ever do, except allow the curve to spike. So our goal should actually be to lower the curve, which all it means is if we can make it so that, half the people who go to the hospital don't have to go to the hospital even if they get sick, wouldn't we have solved the entire problem right there? It's just about increasing human resilience. And I'm about to post, if I can finish writing it, probably tonight I'll finish writing it. I think we've cracked it. And one of the things that I am incredibly blessed to be able to do, having interviewed so many experts, like Nobel Prize winning level experts in functional medicine and biology on the show, I'm on private WhatsApp chats with these guys. We're sharing papers, we're talking about things. And I am 100% convinced that with COVID, what's going on is medicine always looks for a single cause. It's very linear. A leads to B, and then that leads to whatever the results are. It's not a network path. So when you have something with two modes of action, it just confounds them. And this is why Lyme disease, which actually has toxic mold and Lyme disease intermixed. And this is why autism, which is chronic autoimmune neurological inflammation from multiple causes. That's why those things are so hard. Chronic fatigue syndrome, fibromyalgia, because it's not one thing. It's a combination. So with COVID, you really only have a couple things going on. One is damage to your hemoglobin, which creates free iron, which causes lung problems. And since your hemoglobin is damaged, it causes oxygenation problems. So doctors look, they go, oh, lung problem. That means, and low oxygen. That means fix the lungs. Sorry, guys. You need to fix the free iron. What fixes free iron in cells? There's two things, one of which we've used in COVID. The other one, maybe someone listening to this will try. The first one is vitamin C. It's known forever. Vitamin C fixes iron overload. So does EDTA. So this is why oral vitamin C is particularly important, especially as you start to get sick. This is also why the virus is causing damage in systems. I say, oh, it must be attacking all these different systems. It's not. It's releasing free iron and is creating hypoxia in all these free systems. So they're seeing neurological damage, kidney damage, heart damage, damage to all the different organ systems that come from chronic hypoxia.